Look away now, GWS fans. This is a rerun of your nightmares. Do you reckon this was a free to Sicily? Was he hit too late? Or was it supposed to be downfield like the umpires paid it? Bruce goes through and kicks the goal and Hawks win. What a comeback for them. Welcome to the Umpires Haters Club, GWS. The Crows have a seat here for you. I only got to watch a very small portion of the Vic Country vs SA game for the under 18s, but how was this kick from Howe? It's like the perfect little Irish kick to get to his teammate who unfortunately shanks the kick, but what a wicked kick. What's your opinion on this? Did Lachie Neale kick the goal before the siren went? Before the quarter was over? As far as I understand, the umpire has to hear the siren and then he calls time. So because he didn't call time, goal stands. Mac Andrew gave away a free in the crucial point of the game, obviously very low scoring, to King. The AFL went back over the footage and said no, the umpire got it wrong, but I guess it's too late. King kicked the goal and the Saints won. We've got to remember that the umpires are humans too, they do make mistakes. I can understand why the umpire saw that and thought it might have been a free, but in the context of the game, it wasn't enough to be a free in my book. Fantastic defensive play here from Starcevic, as Riley West is clearly open by himself. He makes the effort to run back and just get a fist on the mark, stopping the Western Bulldogs from scoring. Another fantastic defensive play, this time here from Graham from the Gold Coast Suns. He doesn't let up, he doesn't let. He'll fake him with the inside out step. He lays the tackle and gets called for holding the ball, so very well done to him. As the ball goes inside the forward 50 for the Hawks, it bounces and Ward looks like he's about to kill it, but for some reason doesn't completely push it over the line. Leaves enough room for Jack Gunston to throw the boot out. I'm assuming he's trying to kick it off the top of his boot, but it doesn't get there. It actually hits the bottom of his shoe and hits the studs and then goes through for a goal. That's a pretty unique goal that you probably won't see for a very long time. Mark Keane had a very nice little Irish handball to himself there. I feel like this is something that you do in school when you're just trying to mess with people, but doing it in an actual AFL game, that's pretty ballsy. The umpires really wanted themselves to be heard this week. As you can see, Yo tackles Wardlaw and probably does get him a little bit high or in the back. The ball comes loose and he picks it up and he gets to his knees and he's going to handball it straight away, but he's tackled immediately. In my opinion, no prior opportunity. The umpires paid holding the ball. At this point in the game, with less than 3 minutes left, Jai Simpkin comes through and kicks the goal and North win. The umpires, man, come on. I feel like if you're going to pay this one for holding the ball, you have to do this for every single time this happens, which it happens multiple times in a game, and it's just called a ball up. Why was this one called a free kick for holding the ball at this point in the game with less than 3 minutes out? Umpires just have to do better, in my opinion. Only a minute into it and the Dogs have the ball inside their forward 50. Adam Treloar gets the ball and he kicks towards goal. He probably doesn't hit it as much as he would have liked to. The ball bounces and it just goes straight over the top of Lachie Neale's head. That's extremely unfortunate. That probably should have bounced to him and he would have got the ball and cleared it. But it's gone over his head and through for a goal. Lachie Whitfield receives the ball inside the corridor and he goes inside forward 50. It's an absolute scrubber of a kick. It goes down towards the ground. Frost picks the ball up and he handballs it to his opposition. Then he immediately tackles them and then he gets called for holding the ball. So it's his free kick. And the commentators make a bit of a joke about it and say, was that his plan? Handball it to the defender, tackle him, get holding the ball. Crazy. Talking of all these holding the balls and then somehow King is not paid a holding the ball free against when it's clearly tackled and then knocked out in the tackle very late. He had a chance to get rid of it. He didn't. Missed call in my opinion. O'Donnell from the Western Bulldogs puts the ball inside the forward 50. There's a marking contest where Jamari Ugle-Hagan gets paid a free kick for a high contact. Caleb Daniel gets the ball behind the contest, and for some reason he hears the umpire. You can clearly see him hesitate. He hears the umpire here pay a free kick, decides to play on and kicks a point. And then he probably wonders why he doesn't get selected and why he is made the sub. That's not the team thing to do. That's extremely selfish. Go back, let your forward kick the goal. It's probably, you could be overlooked if he kicked the goal, but he didn't, so not good. Got lovely solid hits, especially this one here from Reveal on Sanders. Do you reckon McCreary will claim the assist for this? He's clearly going for goal. He's miskicked it, but luckily for him it's gone straight to Frampton and through for a goal. As Shaun clears the ball for the Crows, they kick it towards the wing, and for some reason Lockie Murphy has decided to go for mark of the absolute century, and he's missed it by an absolute mile. In the context of the game, this is when the Crows were starting to mount a comeback, and to give away a stupid free like this is just extremely frustrating. Mabior Chol has gone for the point of the year. This could have been possibly goal of the year, but he miskicked it, so this is a fair contender for point of the year. Sardis from the Bombers, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, almost completely missed his boot. Gotta watch out for those ones. Not only was this mark by Mabior Chol very impressive and very athletic, athleticism personified as Kelly Underwood would say, you can actually see it's a very clever mark as well, because he knows that Lee Lee is going to be flying for the mark as well, but he takes him out of the contest early by putting the knee into the side of him, pushes him out and then takes the relatively easy mark in the end. It's just very impressive, so he's thought that out very well and it ends up being quite an impressive mark, so very well done to him. Very smart footy IQ there. After a mark is taken inside the Tigers forward 50, he's going to line up for goal, and this would have probably stamped the Crows out completely at this point in the game. And for some reason, Cumberland's just come over the top. He's very energetic, and two-hand pushes Mark Keane for, I guess, the contest before this one. He's gone way over the top, and I mean, Keane does go down fairly easy, but it's two hands in the chest. This is easy for the umpire to reverse the call. This would have been an absolute coach killer. There's only 15 seconds left in the quarter, and the Bombers have the ball on the wing, and they're charging towards their forward 50. As you can see, there's two players that he could kick it to. Or I guess take a shot at goal. He kicks to the two, and De Koning just sacrifices his body and just pushes it through for behind. An awesome defensive play there by De Koning. The Lions are trying to progress the ball down on their wing, and Bailey receives the ball from Lockie Neal, and then he tries to palm it in one hand and loses control of the ball and just goes out of bounds. If you can't hold it with one hand, just hold it with two. Do the smart thing and get it inside your forward 50. Very well done to Lohman and Lockie McNeil for this contest. They both went very hard at the ball, but the kick inside the forward 50 by Hipwood was absolutely shocking. He's kicked it to no one, just to empty space, and made his teammates do the work and pay the body sacrifice. That's not a good teammate. I think there was a little bit of confusion about this one. I had a few people comment about why Jack Ginnivan wasn't paid a free kick for this high tackle, but he actually was. You can hear the umpire blow the whistle and pay a high free kick. I don't know if Ginnivan didn't hear it or he decided to play on. Then he gets caught for holding the ball, so this play is totally fine by me. Eric Hipwood finally takes a very nice contested mark, and he checks back on his defender, makes sure that Jones is not paying attention. He sees that and plays on and runs towards goal and kicks a very easy goal. Don't know if Jones was looking at other teammates or the umpire to figure out where the mark was, but he got caught sleeping, and Hipwood kicked an easier goal than what it would have been for a set shot. What's your opinion on this? I thought that Henry definitely got a touch on it, almost two hands on top of it, and Amati's taken the mark behind him and he's paid it a mark. I thought this would have been paid as a touched ball. I guess Henry didn't put up a huge amount of contest to try and convince the umpire that it was touched, but yeah, what do you think about that one? After Maynard receives the ball, he sees Fritsch and he just knows he's going to absolutely steamroll him. It's a free hit, so he's taken the opportunity and just completely put him straight on his bum. You got to love these big hits. Has a stiff arm from Hill on Pickett. You got to love it. As the Tigers send the ball inside the forward 50, a few of the Crows fly for the ball, but there's a crummer right in front, Ryan Mansell, and there's no defender on him at all. I don't know if it was Saligo who was supposed to be on him, but no one's manning him at all. He gets the crumb and kicks a goal. The defense was just really off. Do you think this is a free kick? I thought it should have been. The Verdi's just cleaned up Hollands and no free kick apparently. With only a minute left in the third quarter, the Tigers are rushing just to get a mark, just to hold up the ball. And Presti gets the ball and he kicks it back to, I guess, his other defender, but he's kicked it straight to the Crows. Unfortunately, the Crows can't go down and punish them for it, but this was very strange for such a veteran. Kruger's kicked the ball inside the forward 50 for the Pies, and still side bottom turns back the clock and takes a specky. He goes back and lines up for goal and then just completely shanks a kick as he goes for distance. Toby Green receives a knock on the back of the head from a marking contest, and then he comes back out onto the oval wearing a helmet. Wonder if this is something that we'll see moving into the future. If players get a small hit to the head, it might be a condition that they have to return back to the game with a helmet. What do you think? LDU has the ball inside their forward 50. He kicks it and he finds the target of Darcy Tucker. He goes back and lines up for goal, and I don't know if he's struggling for distance or what, but he kicks it straight into the man on the mark. Shea Bolton is trying to kick the ball towards their forward 50. Strawn takes a mark, and for some reason Graham didn't hear the mark or didn't think it was a mark, and he's run over and tried to tackle the ruckman and given away a 50-metre penalty. I have no idea what this is, what he's doing here. This is only a minute into the game, and somehow he just can't hear the umpire at all. And that's it for this week. A little bit longer version. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a long weekend of footy. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.